All right. Now, some of you might be looking at the title thinking, what the hell? You know, why is there so much garbage? Why does so much of it exist? Well, I don't know. Quite frankly, it's not my fault. None of this is my fault. But I do live here, so it's my job, my duty to clean it up. Some people might be saying, if you're going to do a nice deed, what's the point of filming it, right? Isn't that kind of counterintuitive? Well, not really. Not really. I'm gonna tie this around here, right? And use it as the garbage reservoir, right? And we're just gonna fill it with trash. And when the garbage day comes, we're gonna take it out. Okay? That's how it works. Like, I was just minding my own business, looking around, wondering, why does this back area of my house have so much trash? Like, it's like a complex, right? So there's a bunch of other people. If you ask me, personal conspiracy, I think, the people who come to the hotel, they don't give a fuck. So they just throw their trash over the fence and it ends up on our side. And of course, it just piles up because no one's here to deal with it. We don't pay an agency or whatever. But back on the point of why film myself cleaning it up? Why not just clean it up? And I think, you need to have a someone to inspire the rest of the people to clean shit up. Plus, no one truly does stuff out of purely altruistic reasons, right? We all do things for ourselves a little bit, like the stream says, for nature and for ego. On one hand, I'm bored. On the other hand, I look around and I see the absolute fucking state of things. I don't live in a third world country. I live in Canada, so I'm gonna make it nice and clean because there's a lot of this stuff, and I'm sick of it. Why would I just be content with living in this squalor? It's not right. It's not proper. So gotta clean this shit. Okay. Hello, dirt bike kid. Yeah, literal shit. Well, we don't have much of that there, but was it like a blunt? Smoke that back. But yeah, I'm gonna spend a good while just cleaning up this area because, well, what the fuck, man? Why do I gotta live like this? I didn't do anything. Handsome? Not really. But thanks, appreciate it. It's like a first person video. I implore everyone, if they live around an area that just has a trash pile for no reason, then go outside, start doing stuff. Look at this. That's not even me. That's not even me doing that. I try my best not to litter. And I also try my best not to lecture people about littering. Actually, hold on. You know what? Let's get one of our cats out so that we can have some mascots for the stream. Pepper. There she is. Lulu? I guess the other one's too scared. But this is Pepper. Say hi. Where are you going? Ah, you're right. You found some trash down here. You're right. Very smart cat. Oh, it's all wet. A good thing we got the grabber, using it for its proper purpose, grabbling things. It's gonna take a while when you're filming it because we gotta go back and forth, but it's okay. We're meant to do that. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling now that the winter's gone and the seasons changing. Now that we feel more emboldened to go outside and do things, right? Because the winter isn't forcing us to stay inside because we're scared of the cold. I know. What is it, like tissues, paper roll? You gotta ask yourself how some of this shit get here. Like, do you ever just walk down the street and you're looking down the ground and you just notice the abundant amount of trash that just accumulates? And you wonder, how the hell does it get here? Who is the one that is throwing their fucking pop cans and tissues out the window instead of putting it properly in the trash? Like, you gotta be a special kind of human trash for that to happen. Now, this is a potato, or an orange, or a lemon rather. That's fine. You know, that's biodegradable. That is trash that we consider to be okay. The big one. It's like applesauce. It's like baby food. You gotta keep it in its containment. You don't want that spreading. This is like SPC uranium. You gotta keep it. It's like a bio liquid. Now it doesn't want to let go. Fuck. I think I might have broke it. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Fixed. But yeah. This isn't community service, by the way. I'm not like a prisoner working on the chain gang. I'm just trying to clean up my community. I don't know what to do with that metal. Probably like throw it out during the actual garbage day. Now some might ask, you know, what's the futility of this action? Why even bother when it's just gonna fill up with trash again? Well, see, that's the reason why it was filled up with trash to begin with. Because everyone was thinking, why even bother? And it just starts to spiral down a hill until eventually you get this fucking backyard. Chips. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do. Got some here. Pepper, how's it going? Oh, plus we got the wind working against us. Hello. Like, I'm surprised we don't have some sort of agency, or we don't outsource the cleanup to the... Because I know we have people that come around, you know, cut the grass, blow the leaves in the fall. You know, because I know we do have people doing that. But there's no cleanup crew. I guess we're the desperate measures. By the way, been playing a lot of Halo again. I fucking love ODST. It's got to have probably my favorite soundtrack in the entirety of the Halo series. Playing through Reach again on Heroic. Reach is my favorite story and aesthetic. They just got it right with that game. Hello, how's it going? Hothanus Queen. Yeah, that was proper. Now, before you guys say, hey, why don't you separate plastic and glass and whatever? Yeah, I don't think it matters at this point. You know, trash is trash. We're not going to go through the whole rigmarole of separating stuff. Right, Pepper? Look at that vodka. I don't even drink vodka, so you know it wasn't me. And I thought I was the alcoholic. No, you don't want to. All right. She's not even going to bother acknowledging that. Picking up trash, looking at cats, making our place greener. Like, it's just small pieces like this too that piss me off, because this is a wrapper, you know. Put that in your fucking pocket, okay? These are like, people who throw the Tim Hortons cups everywhere are super trash, okay? And it happens in the parking lot because you got a lot of people that do a thing called tailgating. And no, that doesn't mean like driving real close to the person to the point where they slam the brakes, you know, you're getting rear-ended. No, it's basically, you know, you and your buddies, you hang out in the back of the truck, and then you just hang around, drink some beers, drink some coffees, talk. Real fun time. But usually they just leave all their trash behind because they don't care about this country. Never mind the planet. It's not about caring about the planet, okay? Like George Carlin says, you know, the planet's fine. It's the people who are fucked, right? When it comes to the whole, like, plastic, glass, Earth will just see it as another one of her children. It's the humans that's really got to worry about how everything's being subsumed by waves of garbage. Like, look at this. This is just someone's, like... Who in their right fucking mind is... Like I said, I honestly think it's like the vagrants that just come here, live in the hotel for a little bit, and then with absolutely zero regard to the aesthetics or the sanctity of life, they just put trash there. Hold on, let me set this up. Right, Pepper? You're the star of the show. Remember that. Now, these metal posts here, I don't think I can do anything about that in this stream. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know how this appeared here. Maybe they like replaced it, but they're getting rid of this. So they just fucking left it here because we have just like the nicest people on the planet. You know, they actively love feeding the trash, the god of trash. Everyone's grown up, or at least everyone who grew up in a first world country. You know, they're taught stuff like, take care of the earth. You know, humans are doomed if we don't stop littering and fossil fuels. And then meanwhile, 90% of the world, you know, they absolutely do not give a fuck about the concept of littering, of taking care of the environment. You know, there's no content, no idea of maintenance combined with zero idea of what the future is going to be like. So they're all just living in the here and now, and they don't even worry about the concept of a few generations from now. They're just going to be living in swamps of trash like it's fucking Dogtown from Cyberpunk. Like when I was exploring the abandoned hotel, I wanted that place to be a reminder of just how bad and how trashed things can get. But then when you see it sprawling towards the outside, kind of feels like you're already living in the ruins of civilization. We're just yet to wake up to that realization. Like some of this metal stuff I'm gonna have to like keep in a pile and then throw it out on a garbage day, because I don't think I can just put it in the garbage. So that'll be our metal pile for now. Pepper, I gotta watch her so she doesn't squeeze through the fence, because boy does she love doing that. Very adventurous cat. But like they always say, it was curiosity that killed the cat, and she's way too curious for her own good. What most worries me is like all the trash that's down there, all the way down at the end there. That's like I don't think that's us doing it. I really think it's whoever's in this fucking car lot just throwing it overhand, allegedly, in my opinion. Okay, but some of this trash is definitely ours. You gotta take responsibility for some of it. But okay, let me move the garbage over, because I guess we got most of this sector. It's a rock, a little pinch, a little piece of metal. Want some tea? It's a fine cup. All right, let's, whatever the hell this is. We're moving on. It's a sector 2. You know, did anyone in school have like spring cleanup? You go around the parks. They actually did make us do that. And if the school did cut that program, not only will it be pissed, but I'll also be not surprised at all. Not surprised. Boop. Pepper, what you looking at? Looking for squirrels to hunt? She's a good huntress, but you know, you're not allowed to eat birds. Okay, it's bad for you. Apparently, it's bad for the environment. Then again, that's Queen Elizabeth. Is that a knife? It's like a tool of some kind. Picking it apart, it's like pick apart a fucking meat carcass. Trying to find the right juicy parts. No, Pepper, stay away from that. No, go, no. See, this is one of the zones that she likes to go into the parking lot. Gotta keep that firmly away so she doesn't start running away like a dementia patient. My grabber. Now, I hope everyone's day is going well. I hope you feel a little bit bored, so you just, slacked on the YouTube live, the YouTube shorts, and you found a man cleaning up garbage. You found it inspiring to go clean up some other garbage, or at the very least, it made you feel something, okay? I just want you guys to feel something. Fuck. Big ups in the chat for anyone who tells me how they're doing. I'm actually getting kind of hot. Let me take off my hat. There we go. Despite the weather, it's actually kind of warm. I thought it was going to be colder. Knife. Shit. Knife. Look at that. Not bad, huh? Is there oh, there we go. Our nice collection of trash. Got a hockey stick. If you get a little bit of leaves in there, it doesn't matter. As long as we are well, I guess we're gonna have to use our hands for a little bit of stuff. That's okay. Oh. All right. Hold on. My cat. It's getting too far away. Pepper, where are you running off to? I know, there's so much to explore, isn't there? Here, I got an idea. How about you go back that way? We'll go back this way. You're your sister? Here. Because the cat has a sister. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, special guest Lulu. Come on out. Join the live stream. Join. Meow. Don't be a coward. Look, your sister's enjoying it. Your sister's having herself a grand old time. Oh, front. Meow. Why are you so scared? All right, well, we'll just leave her to go in there. Ooh, what are you hunting? She sees something in the distance. She has those hunter abilities, ready to clobber and strike at whatever rodent may come her way. Oh fuck, it's pixelated. Pepper, stay in sight, you know, or else I'll have to grab you. Not with this, of course, you know, that's too traumatizing. That'd be mean. What do you think I am, Hamas Piker? It's just someone's random fucking Amazon package. Like, you couldn't be fucking bothered to throw it in the recycling, so you just threw it over your fence. Like, what kind of scum are we dealing with? My cat's all over there. Like, I gotta get that cat back to base. Otherwise, it might be gone, and we won't be cleaning up trash. We'll be fucking hunting the cat down to bring her back, saving Private Pepper. Might need another bag. All right, well, to prevent any losses of animals, we could probably pick this up over here. Oh yeah, it's just Dexter's saran wrap, you know, the type he uses to tie them all up. Make the kill easy. Like it's a ritual. I only watched one episode of Dexter. It wasn't that interesting. Actually, no, it was. It was, but the thing is that, like, a show of that size, of that caliber, I feel like to get into it now, I'm dedicating a huge portion of my life. And I'm not much of a show watcher nowadays. You know, I'll take my one experience movie, but a full-on TV show, now I feel like I'm gonna binge it and just consume it until it's finished. And I really don't need another thing that's, you know, swamping my life. The Vril Slurker taking my attention. All right, so, you know, the first sector, not too bad. We actually did a pretty good job. You know, aside from the metal pieces that are still there, which I don't think we'll be able to deal with. And, like, we're not going to get every cigarette butt, because really, are those things biodegradable? I feel like they should be. I mean, probably not, because, no, they're made of paper, okay? If it's paper, it's biodegradable. Right, Pepper? Yeah, you're biodegradable too. Yeah, you enjoying that? That So basically I found like a tree branch and just planted it in the ground. So I got this little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. We got some nice ornaments on it that I got. Got a bison, got tails to fox. And this is the grave, half cat grave as I call it. So last summer, a coyote came through here because we do have a coyote problem. And all right, am I back? Okay. The top half of the cat was found around here. So I took it and buried it right where that grave is, that collection of rocks. And I buried it there because, well, you're just going to leave the cat to fester. It deserves more than that. Even if it's half a body, it needs to be buried. And my neighbor, they call them the animal people to come clean it up. But the thing is that I already buried it, so they didn't know. But they assumed it was gone, so it was a scary thing. Pepper, what you doing, huh? Now this basketball net hoop is broken. It's broke. Oh, fuck. See what I mean? Like water bottles too. All the people fucking drinking and how much are you making per shopping cart? This per shopping cart is like fucking crazy. You have bags and bags of aluminum just to make like $50. Which, hey, if you're homeless, $50 that could keep you going for a long time. Ugh. All right, what even is this? I watch a lot of streams where it's like, I don't watch the streams, but when you're going through shorts and you're just shuffling through and you see like, it's just like some woman sitting in her bedroom. Or like some guys, oh, I'm going to press the 911. Should I do it? Oh, I got a guy's only 5 more follows and I have to press 911. I'm so scared. Oh my God. It's like the fakest shit. Or like the guy with a toilet bowl on his head. Support your own self-humiliation. What up, Oliver? 1992. How's it going? It's like, that's a real great economy that we got going. You either wage slave it until your kids become wage slaves, or you become a real shorker and you start making content that really just humiliates yourself for a couple $1,000s. You do that for a few years, and you better be smart with your money, because the minute the algorithm drops you, you're gone. You're dead. But sometimes I feel like if you go down the road of content creation, it's all luck, fate, destiny, a little bit of skill. But some people are not meant for it, and they just disintegrate under the pressure of the niche internet fame that they get. But some people, like the NPC streamers, what goes on in their head? Does anything go on in their head? Or is it just another whole story of zero inner monologue, brainless sludge consumer? But hey, we're all consumers now and then, right? We all get the sludge. Yeah, speaking of sludge. Hello from Korea. What am I doing? Well, I got sick and tired of looking at the garbage of my back area, and decided to clean it up, because even though I live in Brampton, Ontario, I don't want it to look like the fucking motherland. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. Clean it up. Plus, I mean, like, some people might argue, why film it and clean it? Why not just film it? Why not just clean it? Why not just do a good thing? Well, because other people need to be ashamed, or need to feel good, or just need to feel something about the fact that while the environment dwindles around them, someone does something. Mom's from Canada. Well, happy living in Canada. So are you from like mainland Korea? Like you're in Korea now, like studying, or you live there? That's pretty cool. Calgary, all the way over there, eh? Yeah, Midwestern Canada, I imagine, is a lot better because there's less people in it. So there's less people to fucking destroy the beautiful environment that we got. I still got to clean up that over there. Oh, you're from Seoul. Soulborn. Like Soulsborne games. Very funny. But that's pretty cool. How is Korea? You know, does Korea have a trash problem like we do? Or do they just more have a standard problem like the rest of the Western world, where it's like loneliness and whatnot? I love Korea. Mom moved with army. You see? It is clean. Yeah, I've been thinking of joining the army too. Be a military brat. So are you like full-blooded Korean or like half something else? Because, you know, they moved with the army. That makes me think, yeah. Like half Canadian, half American, half whatever blood you want to claim. Irish, English bad. Like the English people are bad, or your English is bad? Because both can be true. Yes, the birthright citizenship, that too. Or no, like bloodline citizenship, because we have a program. It's good to have that passport. One of the strongest passports. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, if you're even making an attempt to speak English, then your English is good by default. Because there's people who live in this country for 10, 20, 15 years, don't even bother to learn the language. And that pisses me off the most. You know, if I move to Korea, you'd expect me to learn a little bit of Korean. You know, just like to get by and to interact, not like completely just cut myself off from the wider society and speak like Hindi or Tamil instead of learning a full-on language. Yes, the Olympics in Calgary. You know what? I don't know, like, what the most interesting thing in Canada is to people. Like, if you're visiting for family, that's great. But Canada, for all of Korea, yeah, what is Korean education like? Like, what's your view of history in the world over there? Like I'm always curious. Oh yeah, the Rocky Mountains going up and down, California, like the BC and Sierra Nevada way, and all that jazz. Fuck. Yeah, Korean history. Like, what do they teach in school? Like, what is the most important thing that you learned in Korean school? Let's see. Japanese bad, Chinese bad. It's quite a history. They're like the Poland of Asia. Non, je ne parle français. Lo siento. That was Spanish, but come on, close enough. Hello, Ilias Gidyam. How's it going? I like Japan too. But what I find interesting is that, like, while Nazi Germany, or just like Germany in general, you know, we get the bad end of the stick for all of our stuff that happened in the Second Great War. But the Japanese completely just walked away without any bad mouthing, any bad noise. Like, they kind of just got away with it. And China's great too. You know, China, people may hate on China, you know, it's an authoritarian country, whatever. China's always been that way. China's beautiful. China's been, reinvesting in their people. I'm not paid by the Chinese, by the way. But in less than a century. Yes, it's good action. It is. You know why? Because no one else is doing it. So I have to do it. Because why should I have to live with all the trash? Just fucking sit. All right. There we go. No, okay. Paid to clean. All right, I live here, and I want to see it look better. Because ever since the winter ended, the snow has melted to reveal all the fucking garbage trapped underneath. Yeah, I wish we had something like that in Canada. People getting up in the early morning to clean up the city from all the trash that's just left behind. Like, if there's no ulterior motive, ulterior reason, then people won't do it. And that's the part. Fucking ridiculous. I mean, of course, I'm doing this with an ulterior motive. Let's be honest, right? I'm doing this and live streaming it, right? Because, yeah, it is a good action. But then again, I'm also, doing it for views. But it needs to be done. And I might as fucking well. It's got to be someone. And it's me. Like after a big celebration, I can imagine like on a Independence Day or whatever Koreans celebrate, big party, and then you get people come out to clean up the streets. I don't think we have that. I think, if there's a private party, there's going to be private companies that clean it up. All right, I thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. And I'm going to make this place cleaner than Korea. Look, we even got KFC coupons. They expire March 28th. Good person. Oh, thank you very much. Like Arthur Morgan, I'm a good. Thank you. That means a lot. I don't know what to do with this trolley. I mean, this kind of been here for a while, so I assume some people use it, but otherwise, once again, I think some of those things just have to be. The winter's technically not over. It doesn't end until the 20th of March, because I believe that's the solstice or something like that. So it's not technically over, but the snow has basically disappeared. And, I'm a landscaper, so I only work when it snows. And then in the summer and spring, I do grass cutting. But the winter's basically over. All right, it did snow 2 days ago. It was real bad, but otherwise it's fine. It doesn't snow all the time, contrary to popular belief. We don't live in igloos. Listen, we got the Alphabet Mafia flag. I think this should stay on the ground, but we'll put it in its rightful place. Yeah, the wind, so I don't know who's dumping it. Either the trash gets dumped and the wind just blows it down here, or someone's throwing it over top and then it just trickles down here anyway. It's hard to say. It's all trash. I should probably get another trash bag. This is it's getting a bit much. I got foam. It's like a giant brick of tofu. Disgusting. Quite frankly, I don't know what the end game is here, because it's maybe it's a Pyrrhic victory. Once you clean it all up, the cost of cleaning it is not going to matter in the grand face of the litter army that just wants to seek the complete destruction of all things nice. The environment deserves better. I deserve better. No one deserves to live in such a state of squalor. You think that after World War One, right? You're walking around Germany that just got defeated by the Allied powers, and you see all the rubble and destruction and trash because your country just got bombed and they lost the war. Do you really think that is what inspired people to go out and build a better society? No. It was the people who took action and realized the squalor that they were in and then started doing something about it. It's the people who decided that, you know what, we are above this. We are above all the fucking plastic trash and garbage that we trample our feet under. And yet, why is it still here? Why is it under our feet? Why are we living equal to the trash on the ground? We shouldn't be. We should be the ones to take ourselves, take our hands, take our feet, and make the place just 1% better. Because someone has to. Look at this. Another fallen trash picker comrade. You know, he tried his best, but alas, it broke. We'll carry on in your legacy, sir. Agent Easy Pick. All right, I think we're gonna have to head back to base, get another trash bag, right? This was filled up base. No, we still have a ways to go. We're good. Still have a good ways to go. I'm getting a little bit hungry though. I also don't want to quit until this place is nice and clean, or clean enough, as clean as I can get it. Now, I was planning on visiting Asia at some point, because the only other country I've been to was America, right? Would love to go down to Asia, Vietnam, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, Cambodia, do a massive trip. I would go to Singapore, but Singapore is like expensive, very expensive, and I heard they don't like Westerners. Although I also heard that about a lot of Asian countries, but that might be more like the Westerners who live stream all over the place and just create a complete fucking scene of havoc and chaos. That might be the case. I'm not one of those. I'm more like one of the autistic nerdy types, a little bit extroverted, but at the same time kind of reserved, you know? You don't want to piss off the local population. You want to blend in like you were there all along. Okay, let's move the bag up a little bit. Actually, that's getting heavy. All right, now we return to base, and then we get another one. Okay, let me lock this one up real quick. Alright. Oh, back to base. Still got more to do. But in terms of progress, right? Like, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, a lot of the trash straight up gone. It looks marginally better, don't it? 30% better. Alright. Give it a sec. Here's a trash bag filled with trash. I'll be right back. Oh, my fucking shoes are dirt covered. All right. All right, I'm back. Just give me a sec. All right. Back to the cleanup. So, We already cleaned up this sector pretty nice. You know, there might be a few small pieces, but this is military here, so calm down, okay? That's my hat. Nice hat. Got some trash just hanging out here, but, you know, we'll pick that up. What I mainly want to get is all the stuff that's just hanging out down here by the fence. So, let's go get our grabbler. Let's set up another bag and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Get that momentum going. All right. So, more to do. Now this one's a bit jarring because you figure if you see it just kind of hanging out around here, someone might be compelled to pick it up. But you know, no one wants to pick up trash, not really. Because once it's on the ground, I guess like something psychologically ticks in you, where you're like, you know, the time cost it takes to bend over, pick it up, put it in the trash. I mean, like, what does that really reward me, other than like a couple of feel-good points, based completely entirely on your own sense of morality. But you know, when you're doing a large-scale operation like this, it feels slightly better. It feels like even if trash may proliferate another day, at least you made it look nice for a week, or a month, or a year. Like I said, this must have been like a year of buildup at most. Like when I was growing up, I don't remember. Like I'm 24, okay, soon to be 24 in like 2 weeks. All right, and I do not remember being surrounded by garbage. This is a recent phenomenon, and to the surprise of absolutely fucking no one, we all know the reason, right? But because of our 1984 style, like, hold on language that a lot of our governments have, we can't say the reason, you know? You gotta, like, hide it. You gotta be covert. Or, like, yeah, the new imports, they're the ones trashing the place. And they are, you know? It's more than just, like, the fucking smell. It's the fucking trash a lot of people leave behind. And I'm not gonna play innocent when it comes to my people, okay? A lot of Canadians need to step the fuck up and figure it out, dude. Figure out why we live in such a hellhole, because a lot of people just don't give a fuck. A lot of people have given up entirely on the concept. Hey, Richard Wetherick, how's it going? A lot of people have just given up on the entire concept of things looking nice, because, you know, I get it, we're living in the end times, right? Like, the end is nigh, but the end is always nigh, all right? Humanity is always on the brink of some sort of big climax that, oh my god, it's going to be the end of us for real this time. Oh my god, like, for real, guys, the global warming, the nukes, the tornadoes, the typhoon, it's all going to take us out. And it's like, okay, no, because humanity is far more resilient than that. How many times have I found cash when cleaning in the morning? Not at all. Not at all. In fact, this is the first time I'm cleaning up at all to begin with. Like, this is just like a little project I made to clean up my my back area, because I was tired of living in Bangladesh. All right, tired of living with all this trash surrounding my home. All right, I live here, you know, so I can't just live on while I have a... No. That not your bad at all. Not your bad at all. This is my first time picking up trash anyway, so I'm technically new here too. I usually do like walk streams, explore abandoned buildings. Like, I'm new to the whole YouTuber thing, so I'm just like trying out a range of content. So yeah, This is content, but it's also a public service. There's all this blue here. Oh, come on, man. See, that's another thing. People and their dog shit. Yeah, I have a recent video, like a live on my channel, exploring this abandoned hotel, which is like literally like a 10-minute walk from my house. That's. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Big ups for the sub. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Keeps me going. Really does. Feels good. Feels good to have it. Yeah. Thank you. I also plan on doing live streams where I'm like walking from one city to the other. Like I walked from Brampton all the way to Toronto. Given my phone died when I was walking on the Humber River, but here's another thing. Fucking water. Why? Why must this happen? Go. Be free. We're not gonna drink it. But we're also just not gonna put it back. We're just gonna throw it into the green space over here and just let it exist. Like where's the logic in that? Does anyone understand that? It sounds fucking stupid, don't it? Okay, so now we're getting on to level like 3, okay? This is where a lot more of the serious trash. In fact, when I was walking back from the convenience store and I just saw all this trash, like no wonder kids don't fucking play here because of this. Imagine if you were a kid, yeah, and you see this like dystopian Dogtown fucking trash just hanging around. Would you want to hang out here, or would you want to go back inside and play like Fortnite or whatever the hell? Yeah, the answer is Fortnite. Then again, there's also on the parents to get their kids. I remember my kids, I remember my parents kicking me out of the house when I was a kid to try and get me to play, because I swear, if they didn't sign me up for like soccer or any other sports, I would have been fat. I mean, other than my metabolism, right? My metabolism is awesome, okay? I have the mindset of a fat man with the body of a skinny. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Thanks for the hearts. Goes hard. But on that note, right? Like, how old is everyone in the chat? Like, look, let's get an age range going on. I'm 24, right? Because I feel like if we get like a bunch of kids, we can get them inspired. Earth Rangers, 42. Not bad. I kind of figured in my head someone would have to be 42. That's a reverse. 24, 42. Works cool. See, so it's like, do you guys remember this much fucking garbage growing up where you're living? Because people have cleanup efforts. There's that spring cleaning, 33. Not bad. Got ourselves an old head audience. I like that. Old people love me. Okay, old in air quotes. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who's above me, even if it's a month, they're old. No two ways about it. But yeah, it's on the onus of the parents to get their kids more active in playing, but it's also on the onus of just the wider society, the true north, to go about making that society better. Because in 20 years, 30 years down the line, after the Second American Civil War, after World War III, and then when we're looking at the future that we all wanted, will the kids grow up in trash-ridden hell, or a new beautiful world built on love and ownership of the spaces that Earth naturally carved out for herself? Thanks. Thank you. Yes, I am in Canada. I am Canadian mans. I seem to be doing an okay job. You know, one bit counts. Like my dad always said, even if you made the world 1% better, you still made it better. Yes, this is Canada. Brampton, it's like this little, like, you know how Toronto is basically one giant mega city? You know, the greater Toronto area, because it encompasses all these other cities like Mississauga, Watt, and like, so Brampton is Mississauga area. It's kind of part of that same whole repertoire. Montreal, hey, it's pretty good. Montreal, Quebec. Well, bonjour. I've always wanted to visit Quebec. I briefly visited it on a trip to Ottawa. We like crossed the border between Quebec and Ontario on the bus, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count as visiting. I bet Montreal is beautiful, and I bet the streets, well, actually, maybe the streets do have fucking trash in it because, well, major city, okay? Every major city, and this is like not just Canada. This is America, a lot of Western Europe, and, you know, England. Oh, mate, you're fucking from Westshire. I'm from Yorkshire. What? I tell you, he's bloody brilliant. He picks up trash all day. Yeah, it's like Toronto, so it smells like sewage. and it looks kind of nice, but the people are garbage. Somerset. I'm from the Somerset Isles. Oh, mate, you're fucking having a laugh. See, I love making fun of the British English accent. It's so beautiful, okay? It sounds great on a woman, and it sounds hilarious on a guy. I guess it depends on what kind of British, because their accent fluctuates so much. I guess the same with Canadians, because Canadians have some funny fucking accents. All right, especially French Canadians. All right, all offense, but like French Canadian versus French, like you can tell in the staunch accents that they have. You can tell the difference. Sometimes it sounds like, same with Scottish people, but when a French Canadian speaks English, it sounds like it physically hurts them to speak. You know, like Scottish people. Have you ever heard of Scot use English or like yell in English, which, you know, that's their language anyway, but the accent sounds like it bloody hurts. How are things in England? You know, is England doing as bad as the great true north, you know, one of Britain's finest colonies? It's cleaner spoke. I think, like, also, you know, the difference in terms of French Canadian and French is that I guess the French Canadians are more willing to fight for their identity than the regular French are. So I respect them. Big ups to them. You know, they're like the Texas or the Bavaria of Canada. They're great. Love me Quebecers. But listen, I'm just telling you, that independence thing, not gonna happen. Same with Alberta. You know, as cool as it would be, as awesome as the independent state of Alberta or free Quebec would be, like, it would be an economic crash for the respective nations, both Canada, Quebec, and Alberta, because, you know, they're very strong independently, but at the same time, like, the infrastructure of making an entirely new nation might just fuck them over for a couple decades, or they might just be better than Canada in general. Who knows? But I see great potential in this immense land, and I don't want to see it squandered by separatist movements. Unless the separatist movements are based and cool as hell. Like the droid army from Star Wars. Speaking of droid armies, have you seen, like, all the new advancements in warfare and whatnot? Scary shit. And I wanted to join the military. I still kind of do. And we're headed, don't make a bet on this, but 2030, I think that's when the big, sequel to World War II is coming out. The developers have been talking real mighty fine about that. But if I had to choose between Taiwan, Ukraine, or Iran, I'm choosing civil conflict. I'm choosing to fight an ethnic conflict and satanist elites, and their Epsteinian rituals. I'll fight that instead of oil or some Slavic conflict or some Asian Pacific conflict. Got a bucket. It's a nice bucket. This one could actually still be used, but it's abandoned here. It's trash. All right, that actually created more trash than it solved. Alright, mate, I'm just looking going down to the pubs with me mate, and this fucking guy, fucking brilliant, picking up trash in Canada. It's a bit tanky-do, isn't it? Aussie land. That's another great place I would like to visit, is Australia. Get that heat going. Actually, if I wasn't perpetually broke, I would actually, during the winter season, instead of working like a shovel slave, I would love to go down south, Arizona, maybe go to Cambodia, or somewhere nice and warm, just so that I don't have to deal with the winter. 'Cause trust me, like a true Canadian, I love winter. I love the aesthetics of winter. I love the feel. I love the smell. But dealing with it, no fucking thank you. Especially when you're the one that has to clean everyone's driveways as a job. All right, it could be a bit, I'm telling you, after 1 year of working the winter season, I'm like, fuck that. No, I want to join the army. Better pay. Maybe I'll make something out of myself. Plus, I get to shoot a gun. So, yeah, all that seems like a big win to me. I think it's going to rain soon. The weather is picking up. It's getting vengeful. It's getting spiteful. As long as it's not snow. And then maybe after all this, I can go get myself a nice sandwich, a burrito. That'd be nice. It depends. Depends on what. No, I would not want to live in Yellow. Who's living in Yellowknife? Who the fuck has the mental bandwidth to live in Yellowknife? The only reason why the British gave them all of that land as territories is because not even the British would conquer that. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. Just leave it to the Inuits. Just let them have it. Who cares? That's Eskimo land. Yeah, we control it in air quotes, but come on, bro. No, I wouldn't. Alaska, though. Alaska might be nice. Now, you might be saying, okay, but Alaska and Yellowknife are right next to each other, right? They're basically partner cities or provinces or whatever the hell. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just, fuck. Hold on. Be nice like that? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the British, they knew they were being nice. That was them being nice, exiling them to the frozen north of Yellowknife. Yes, Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island, the PEI in Newfoundland. To be fair, the British aren't exactly the best when it comes to naming places. Think of how many Killarneys exist, or how many Londons there are in the world. There's London, Ontario, Killarney. Think of like Brampton. There's a Brampton in England, I think. right? Even in their colonies in Africa, they basically named the places all exactly the same. Like, can you guys come up with anything else? But PEI and Newfoundland, those places are spectacular from what I've seen. My sister did her training in PEI, I believe. But like, there's not much to do up there except for fish and fish. That's pretty much what you do. And drink. Don't forget about drinking. Cornwall. There's got to be like a billion Cornwalls. Alright, mate. Welcome to Yorkshire. Got the British on their fucking tail. Get them out. Get them out, lads. But I love me the Anglos. In Devon. See? Where's Devon? The hell is Devon? Never heard of that in my life. Is that like a subsector of Quebec? What the hell is Devon? Never heard of Devon. There we go. Is Ontario the name of it must be. You know, there's British Columbia. There's a lot of places called Columbia. In fact, America's original name was Columbia. Not many people know that, actually. Now, what about Wales? You know, what's going on with Wales over there? The Welsh and their funny language and their funny designed flag. What's going on with those guys? What else? There's was it Trenton? Is that, I don't know. There's also like a lot of native names that are used for like rivers and whatnot, but otherwise, so many places with the exact same name as the British. Vancouver Island. Is Regina a place? That's a name for, what is that? That's Alberta's capital, I believe, right? It's actually starting to snow a little bit. I don't know if the camera's catching that, but the earth is giving her dandruff. He's fucking brilliant. He makes fun of the British and the French. You fucking limey bastard. Got myself a cup and a drink. I'm deep in my cups. And I'm voting for Manchester United. More of an Arsenal fan myself. Do you know that Arsenal fans call themselves gooners? That's just not right. That's just not right. That's how I know that the UK is fucked. Because they proudly call themselves gooners. It's over. So over. Not for Canadians, though. You know, we may have the Jeep-apocalypse, and we might have like a complete oligarchical aristocrat, just perpetual one-party state. But at least we're not England. You could be living in the UK. You could be living under, was it King Charles and his 1984 Islamic government? You could be living under that. You could be doing that. But, you know, have a pint while you can. Chuckle down a couple of beers, right? And just wait for the Kali Yuga to come on down and fulfill her cycle. If you're into that whole Hindu esoteric fuck. Yeah, so something you have to keep in mind about me is that I might go on some little esoteric schizo rants and side tangents because my brain is a scatter plot graph drawn by Michael J. Fox. If you don't know who that is, he has Parkinson's. So just imagine a guy with Parkinson's shaking hand who's drawing a scatter plot. That's my brain. That's my thought process. Called Somerset, with the same town names here in the Southwest. Yeah, I know they don't drink, but you're British. When you're British, you have a right to drink. Drinking is a part of your culture. I'm German. I'm Irish, all right? Drinking is a part of my culture. I'm Canadian. Drinking is a part of my culture, all right? Hey, Christ didn't turn water into wine for no reason, okay? Oh, but he was at a party. Yeah, he was at a party, all right. And he knew that they needed wine. Oh, but Jews don't, yeah, well, Jews don't do a lot of things. They just get a goyim to do it for them. Anyways, at 18, it's 19 here. I don't know why Quebec has like, oh yeah, it's 18 years old. That's where it is. And then Canada is like, yeah, or I guess the rest of Canada really is like, yeah, 19, just one more year for whatever fucking reason. Which, all right, fine, whatever. I don't care that much. But like in Europe, it's like what, 16? And at 16, you're basically a full-grown consenting adult, according to the Europeans. Yeah, you can drink alcohol. It's perfect society, honestly. I'm not even ragging on it. It's just a perfect society. Now, in this country, I believe it's like also 19 for weed, which I don't know how many places in the world weed is legalized. In fact, I believe in like Indonesia, they just straight up kill you. Like they are so hardline on drugs. It's not even funny. If you're trafficking drugs, if you're smoking drugs, if you're even near it, I'm pretty sure you just get the death sentence. Just kill them. Yeah, oh, you did weed once? I'm sorry, bro. It's over for you. Get in the firing line. Get shot. And, well, I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but I'm also not going to say that they're right. Because, you know, I've done the lettuce a couple of times. Okay, I've given my soul to... I've given my soul to the devil's lettuce once or thrice. Should I be executed for that? Probably, but yes, we can grow our own in this country. That's true. And in Canada, you can grow your own weed. Can you do that in England? Can you do that in Amsterdam, Germany? Probably, because like we basically have mono laws across the board. But at least in the USA, it depends on what state you're in. Except for Quebec. Wow. And just when I was getting to like Quebec, just when I was shaping up and saying, you know what, maybe Quebec's actually not that bad, they go ahead and ban my weed. I actually don't care that much. It's actually probably good. Like, I think in a decade or two, a lot of the modern society, a lot of the modern living that we got accustomed to is just gonna disintegrate. Like a lot of the concepts of liberty, like drugs or like porn and like all the stuff that is really just degenerating for us is going to become like banned under some sort of like strict, hard-lined. Just finished a doobie. Hell yeah. You know, maybe I should take a break. You know, maybe I should take a break because I am a little bit hungry. Get the camera set up in this little park, and then light one up for myself. You know, yeah, because our government is different in air quotes. You know, if you live in a Western nation, yeah, like if you live in a Western nation, if you live in any country that's considered Western, you know, like Australia, New Zealand, North America, all of Europe, basically, then you pretty much live in the state, right? We might have slightly different laws, but we've come to a point where the world is split into three, right? Three spheres of influence. There's the West, right? This whole liberalist world order. Then you have the authoritarian East, right? Where they're like Russia, Belarus. And then you have Asia, which is like dominated by both China and the West. And then you have Africa and the Middle East, which everyone's fighting over because that's the places with all the resources on. But yeah, most of the time our governments will just follow whatever is happening in some other government's points, because it's like, all right, well, if Canada is doing that, then we might as well do it as well, because, well, we're chickens. It's all the uniparty. It's all the monoparty. There's no real separation between left and right. A lot of the times I feel like the voting game, as people play it, it's literally just giving faces to a secret oligarchy. Now, not to get too conspiratorial here, okay? But throughout all of history, there's always been some like cabal, some group vying for supremacy. Why? Because humans just like playing the power game. It's inevitable. Like you're gonna get a class of people who seek power and actively want to grab it by any means necessary. But some people are smart, where they use it, the lawn march of the institutions, basically infiltrating academia, government, media, all that stuff, and then changing the system from the inside out. Or you get people who are way too brash and bold, and they attack immediately, like terrorist groups or Russia invading another country, where they don't try to take it over by subterfuge, they take it over by force, which is marginally a lot less effective than, than just straight up subverting your enemy, importing millions as a military force to secretly be activated when the time is right, and then outclassing your own citizens out of existence, or outpricing them out of existence. Which, I've had someone break down to me crying about that. It's like, okay, yeah, you can't afford a house. Not much people can afford a house living on standard wages, especially in Canada. Like if you're Canadian, you're kind of broke. And the only reason why the snow peso, our dollar, the only reason why the snow peso is anywhere near equal to $1 is like 75 cents to $1. The only reason why it's like that is because our neighbor down south is very, very strong. Otherwise, Canada is a first world country with a third world economy. Quite depressing, if you ask me. Now, let's get back to cleaning shit up, I guess. It's actually kind of starting to snow. I don't know if you guys see that. So I did a pretty good job so far. I mean, the job's not done, not to stroke my own turkey. The job is not done. We're just taking a little break, okay? Taking some rest, taking some time to view the environment. And what is it with the British and colonizing places that look just like home, Canada got the snow, got the winter, they got the depressing gray sky, but yet there's a beauty in the perseverance of the Canadian. I just hope that everyone, is happy where they're living. Are you happy in Quebec? Are you happy in England? Are you happy in Korea or wherever people are watching from? Because we forget how good we have it, how good our life is. There has never been a time in human history more prosperous than right now. And yet, we continue to make problems for ourselves because humans crave conflict, for better and worse. I like living in a townhouse complex. Some people absolutely hate suburban neighborhoods. They hate the whole urban sprawl. I love it. Well, suburban and the whole townhouse complex are a different debate, but townhouses are extremely efficient in parking and housing space. You get your own nice little cut of a property. You get public park here and all that stuff. So it's really, honestly, we should build more areas like this. Instead of the juggernaut apartment complexes that dominate the skyline, which are cool in some respects, but in other respects, it's you can see that in the near future, there's going to be not just those towers in the distance, but there's going to be towers upon towers everywhere. And it's just going to be a massive, mega city conglomerate of skyscrapers filled with low income and medium income housing of serfs and people who are basically going to be renting forever. Which, cry about it, okay? People are going to be living like that. Who gives a fuck, right? People are going to be living as taxi drivers or Uber delivery, and they're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. All of his human history has almost always included some sort of serf class. No matter how hard we try to eliminate it, for some reason, humans are great at keeping ourselves down. But we'll get back to cleaning up in a second. I just need a few more seconds to do my breathing exercises, so to speak. I don't know if the camera's picking up all the snow. I think it is, right? How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? How's everyone thinking? All right, back to trash pick. Had a nice little break. We're just about near complete. I say that, but it's been like an hour and a half, and we're making progress. Making progress. Gotta get some progress. Put it in the oven. Making me some progress. Well, it smells good. It smells like someone's cooking something. I don't know what to do with that big jug. I'll probably just get it next time it's garbage day. Because when it's garbage day, that's when I'll actually pick it up. I don't want it just to be sitting there the entire time. Oh, Johnny Bootlegger. I usually love drinking Johnny Bootlegger. And the grape flavor, pretty good. Not sponsored, by the way, but... Okay. There we go. Not sponsored, by the way, but Johnny Bootlegger, I highly recommend. There's a little bit in there. If I was a degenerate, I would take a sip of that right now. Oh, it's tantalizing. It's like purple Kool-Aid. That's what it looks like. Now the wind is fucking everything up. We'll collect a few more pieces, and then I think I'll call it. Like, I feel like did a pretty decent operation so far. Maybe I should rein in, because the snow is really starting to pick up. In fact, I don't know if I have to work later today because the snow is starting to pick up. Better not. Pick up this massive piece here. It's just kind of hanging out. But where did the garbage bag come from? There we go. Oh, a wooden plank. Okay. Well, this one isn't like technically garbage. Actually, this looks like it was used to start a fire. In fact, this looks like someone was collecting fire materials. All right. We'll put a little spindle there. We're investigating some arson, probably. Detective Kaiser is on the case. With all the trash hanging around here, you gotta piece together the clues to find out who was trying to set fire to the townhouse complex. Mining away. I don't want to mine, but I'll mine this anyway. Today's a great day. It's so beautiful, shining in the dark. I'm gonna take all the diamonds, baby. Mine diamonds, mine diamonds, mine diamonds, mine diamonds, I'll mine them. So far I've got 2. was a better rendition. So, fuck. Chick flake. It's on the garbage floor. It's got sweet chili, lemon, and pepper. They were probably by Wrap Snacks. That's a real brand, by the way. You know, like, America is so much better than us because they get so much more products, whereas Canada is like a communist country. You only get so many things. All right, we got the regular flavors. That's communism right there, is when you only have the regular flavors. But no, we got Wrap Snacks, all Canadian. I could go until my battery dies. I could go and do that. You know, last man standing, like Halo Reach, the end of Halo Reach. You're getting shot by all the aliens. Right, you just go until your health bar drops. You survive as long as humanly possible to keep them off your tail, or they blast the planet. Destroy it, turn it to rubble, cast it into the flame. I sacrifice to the trash gods. The Molochian Empire demands children. The trash god demands trash. I know who I'm serving. I know who my chaos faction is. Yeah, who you serving? You got Slaanesh, you know, the Alphabet Mafia. You got Korn, you know, the great massive industrial military complex. You got Nurgle, you know, the World Health in air quotes organization. And you got Zinch, the billionaire, trillionaire, globalist elite that consume children and tax dollars. I don't know which one's worse. You didn't even finish the beer. Was it that bad? See, this is why you don't ever drink stuff in a can. A can, especially canned beer, makes it taste worse. You're tasting aluminum more than you taste in the beer. Put that shit in a mug, put it in a cup, glass, all right, and drink it properly. It needs to breathe. It needs air. Do not drink beer out of a can like some Canadian schmuck, all right? You pour that shit, because once it's poured, it tastes a million times better. Just like drinking wine out of a bottle, okay? It needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. Some wine, though, you can drink it straight out the bottle. I don't care. But let my man breathe before you drink it, okay? This has been a PSA from the government of Canada to always pour your beer in a glass before drinking it, because then it tastes better. There, we got another piece. There we go. All right, that's like lettuce. Looks like a growth project there. That's actually fine. You know, organics. More lettuce, probably for like rabbits or squirrels. Squirrels are too cracked out to really eat any lettuce. I don't like it. Personal study. All right, well, that about does it, folks. Thank you for everyone who watched. No, I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on. We have more trash to collect. How much? This is a lot of bags. We got this. We got this. We're not done. We're not done. Okay, we're not going to stop until I see that clean space over there where you can't see a speck of trash. And once we do that, then we can head on home. I'm Frodo, and all of you are my Samwises. All right. Picking up trash, making YouTube cash. Reviews are coming in fast. Okay, holy shit, bro. Pick it up, pick it up. There we go. You could just basically spend your entire existence figuring out where the human race went wrong. But we've done a lot of right when we think about it. The existence of plastic wrapping and the ability to just like store anything in the vacuum seal and make it fresh, that's pretty impressive technology. Like our ancestors, the entire idea of refrigeration or something being packaged for long safekeeping, you have to put that shit in a jar, pickle it, and store it away in a nice deep cold cellar, okay? They didn't have electric refrigeration, and really the invention of plastic packaging in general, pretty good in theory, you know, and in practice, now we're figuring that, oh yeah, all right, not only does none of this degrade, now it's just going to stay here forever. It looks terrible. And we also have a bunch of dumb people, fucking people whose IQ would rival a cockroach, who just spread trash all over this planet with zero regard for where it lands, what it affects, or what it does, right? So some governments actively make progress to clean it up. Like I've seen Bangladesh, they you know, because the stereotype, or rather the reality that a lot of Southeast Asia and African countries have complete just ecological, horrifical damage done to their rivers and streets by the trash lying about. You know, some countries do make efforts to clean up these irradiated lakes and save it from any further damage. But you gotta question, so all this trash, it's infinite, right? It doesn't degrade. Where do we put it all? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because in Indonesia, you know, the great vast archipelago land that is north of Australia, there is an entire city composed of mountains upon mountains and mountains of trash. And people are going around, like they live there, they work there. They go around, pick through the trash of what's valuable and what can be repurposed. And, you know, they eat food there that's toxic. It's an entire economy of trash. And they are receiving trash from all the countries of all over the world, right? We ship it off there to Asia. And it's not just Indonesia, but mostly it's a lot of Pacific. But the point is that, so now this forever garbage, it's being transported there, being dealt with, but we are still producing more and more and more than what can ever be kept up with. And not to mention that there is over six islands throughout the vast oceans of Earth that are composed entirely of plastic trash, garbage, that's just accumulated into these big areas, islands, that one of these days, I think, quite genuinely, a couple thousand years down the line, the sun shining down on these plastics will melt it gradually, and then, you know, changing of seasons, but it melts it and fuses it. So it's melting and fusing until there's just one massive plastic continent, or like a genuine island that rivals the size of, like, say, Haiti, right? Or the Dominican Republic. And that trash island will be born to new land will be colonized for the plastic. All right, that might be a bit far-fetched, but the point is that the ecological damage that is actively happening is far more important than the global warming nonsense. All right, global warming is happening. All of this is happening, but it is greatly exaggerated for the purpose of political gain. Greatly exaggerated. India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, South Africa, a lot of these places just consumed by trash. And it's sad to see. I hate to see it. But some countries actually make efforts to change it for the better. And that's what we should always strive to do. Because fuck if I know what's going to happen to Canada in 50 years when all the people who, like, look at this. On the other side of this fence, this is like a hangout spot for like druggos that just sit around here fucking smoking pot all day. I thought I was bad. But no, some people just choose to, if you're going to be a degenerate, if you're going to go do drugs and alcohol, don't throw your beer and weed casings all over the ground. All right, be responsible. Find a place to put it in the trash where it belongs, so it can be dealt with. Because I know they're never gonna have kids, or if they do, they're gonna be like the type of trash parents who have endless amounts of kids with no way to feed or take care of them all, right? And they're gonna start proliferating human garbage all over the place too. Some people are garbage. It's not that some people are treated like garbage, which they are, but it is people who have a garbage mindset that actively decays our society around us. Because maybe they didn't earn their position, or they just never cared about their position in life. Those human refuse are everywhere. Every society has it. Yeah, I bet it is. Downtown Vancouver, a lot of places in our country that have just been completely hollowed out and left to rot. Like, this is what it's like living in the ruins of a civilization, or in the coming collapses of a civilization. Because you start to see it happening around you, and it's trickling in every facet of society. But the hell is this? But we're not completely powerless to stop it yet. It's terrible, isn't it? Open air drug use, homeless encampments, trash thrown about because no one gives a fuck, people actively dumping their trash elsewhere. It's become an epidemic, one that has only ever been like truly not talked about, but more like virtue signaled about. Like, it's apocalyptic what's happening in wider society, but we're too nice to do anything about it, and too corrupt to ever want it to stop. All right. But hey, maybe I'm just over exaggerating. Maybe I need a chill pill. Maybe I just need to, get some SSRIs. No, that's bullshit, Ben. All of society has now been like gaslit into believing that we could just chemically rearrange ourselves. It's ridiculous. All right, well, there's a lot more stuff than I figured. I don't know how it all ended up here. All right, this isn't even open. What? Dude, was some like Amazon like porch pirate going around? He's like, I don't want this. Just threw it out. Oh my god, relax. What? The goose is like fighting with his wife. All right. It sounds like a broken seesaw. Like, yeah, guys, welcome back to Canada. It's still not warm yet. Relax. All right, well, at least they got their conversation elsewhere. That goose is gonna go peck at his wife. I don't know what they were complaining about. Listen, the man just came back from a 5-hour flight. Can you leave him alone? Oh, it's getting full. was once a homeless person. Oh man, this little black mold, gross, disgusting. Chalk box, $2. I give you $2. Oh hey, oh thank you, but I came prepared. Thank you very much, Jason. And that cool. You got people jumping in, giving me bags, and my neighbor. The whole effort. Like I was, what have we got? Just like a giant citywide. So this is my second bag so far. It's almost filled. We're pushing it to the brink. I think this one counts as filled actually. All right, hold on. All right, let's tie this one up. Well, actually, let me push it down. Yeah, no, that one's good. That space. There we go. Now this is bag 3. Right, well, I guess I have to trek bag 2 back home. Bag home. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put that equipment there, get this back to base, and then, do a progress check of all the stuff we've done so far. All right. So this is like the final level, I guess. Well, actually, no, we still have to go closer to the other side of the fence where the Christmas tree is in Half Cat Grave. But, we've got the park. This is my first time doing it. This is my first day doing it. Days per week, I don't know. Once right now, and then it just depends entirely on how well maintained it is and how many people decide to throw trash. It's a one-time thing. Well, one time for the one time. It won't be a one-time thing forever, because I don't know. If my theory is correct, if people from here are throwing trash over the fence, or if we just got vagabonds and passerbys or people who don't care, who just leave trash about, then yeah, I guess it'll be my recreation once a week. Who knows? But garbage day is soon, so we'll see what happens there. Still need the metal to get rid of, but that's not necessarily my domain. Yeah, the dolly, I wasn't going to think of throwing that out because, I don't know, that was at least a useful object. Could just keep that there. And there's my hat. It's like a save point in a video game. Although I could have used that dolly to carry the trash. That would have been kind of... All right, so... most of this, there's still a cup down there. All right, I'll get that on the back track. Got a cinder block. Not going to do anything about that. There's that big plastic jug, which is probably better off just being thrown out by itself, individually, instead of the big garbage bag. Yeah, for another 6 months. No, you're right. I trust that for 6 months, this can be well maintained without the need for an expeditionary force to clean it all up. Let's see. Yeah, there's also all these little metal pieces, little metal thing from the fence. But I don't know how or when they broke off. Ages ago, probably. Still got some pieces here. Got kids playing, and I keep the camera off them. I feel weird, you know, like some old man picking up trash. What you doing? Shouldn't you be like inside playing video games? Yeah, probably. All right. I re-equip myself. Get back to it. I mean, I bet it's not just my neighborhood that looks like this, because I've done my fair share of walking, and I know for certain. Oh, I am on a tripod. This is a tripod. It's just like, how do I, here, let me, camera. Like, I'm carrying it around on this, right? So instead of setting up the tripod and filming myself, you know, keeping the view static, I kind of want to do like this first-person perspective thing. Like, I don't know, does it make you sick to look at? Like, is it too shaky? Is there a problem with the shakiness? Anyways, that's what I want to use is the first person perspective. You know, kind of make it look like you're experiencing it through my eyes. Or at least like the best, or body attachment. No, yeah. I seen I forgot what they're called, but there's these really cool, like, basically necklace cameras, and it gets a really nice perspective. It's like magnetically attached to your shirt. I like that as well. Like, tell me, does this perspective actually like look good from a video standpoint? Like, am I going too fast? You know, criticisms. We need to build ourselves a better YouTuber. So any criticism for how I'm filming, I'll gladly take on the chin. But those things are like $200, $300, or $800 actually. No, the camera's like $800. Oh yeah? Is he doing a better job than me? What's his film equipment? Oakland, USA, huh? Brothers united by trash picking. What's his name? I bet. What state is Oakland? Like Ohio? Yeah. Oakland, Ohio, I think. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the Midwest has a lot of trash there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, yeah, you get a tornado and it's just like a trash-nado, like Sharknado, but not fucking stupid. I love those films though. The second one was the best because it had Rob Ford in it. Well, it didn't have Rob Ford, but like someone impersonating him. And the only reason why he was on screen is so that he could die. because it took place in New York and Toronto was offering their help. It's a stupid film, but I love it, okay? Don't question it. Yeah, sometimes we're getting leaves, but whatever. 25 bags? Bro. what was he cleaning up, the entire city, or is it just one area? Like, how do you clean 25? Like, that's just an incomprehensible number. Okay, well, that's a wooden here. You know, with stuff like that, you want to snap it in two to make it easier to fold. It's not poking. There we go. And we got, like, whatever that is. The Oakland streets. Yeah, who the hell lives in Oakland? Was it like after a party? Like something like that. It seems like a supernatural force just swept in and completely destroyed the region. Because once again, I'm always blown away how, like, this deterioration of society, you see it right when it's reached the point where, man, we could have prevented this. Like, little by little, you see the small parts of trash just start to accumulate, and you think, oh, it's not that bad, and then by the time that it's a problem, you realize you should have done something about it. Yeah, mountains of trash. I think like a lot of those hollowed out cities you could go to and do a trash cleanup operation. 26, 50, 70 bags, right? Like, it's got to be never ending. Like, if you saw my stream when I went to the abandoned hotel and how every fucking inch of that was trash, it was just filled with mountains of trash. Yeah, Philadelphia, I bet Philadelphia is awful too. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. I doubt that much. It's always filled with absolute decay. Whoa. So do the garbage 3 times a week in the complex. Kids walking through, just people being dirtbags, throw shit everywhere. Last week, 14 bags. 14. And that's like on a near... So what is that? Like, you say you multiply that, right, over the course of a whole month. We're talking like 30, 40, even more, plus. And yeah, no doubt. Because, like, a homeless person, like, they're not homeless. The world is their home. And if they treat this like every room in their house, then we could see why they're fucking homeless. You know, they deserve it if they could throw trash everywhere. That is a whole lot of trash. Yeah, especially with 100 or 200 homeless people. But on that stat alone, like, this complex, right, like you said, 3 times a week to clean up the complex. And last week, 14 bags. So mathematically, we're definitely fighting an uphill battle with, like, I think my 1%'s doing something. Think about all the other trash you gotta pick up. Nevertheless, that's mission complete on this end. We're gonna get a few more stragglers. We're gonna go clean up Half Cat Grave and the Christmas tree, and then I think that'll be a nice night, right? Nice, pack it up, head home, head held high, that you did something good for a little bit. Like I said, we do this for nature and ego, because nothing is truly altruistic. Yeah, LA, complete, utter trash, central, peak, capital trash. You know the film Escape from LA or Escape from New York? At this point, they should just make a remake. Don't make a remake, because it's going to suck. But the point of that film is that LA became such a lawless hellhole that they just had to section it off from the rest of society. And by sectioning it off, I mean a massive biblical flood came in and flooded the surrounding LA region. And it's now ruled by some Escobar / Che Guevara type. Anyways, that's what we should do with LA. Yeah, that's another thing, is the snow. You know, when I was walking to work, I saw the snow melting, and the whole, like, side of it was filled with trash. It's like finding artifacts from long ago just buried in the snow. 133 units. That's a fucking... Even with 133 units, you know, you figure some people will do their self-maintenance, but I can't complain for too long. All right, here's final level. I'm still hungry, by the way. I should have went to go eat something, but it's okay. Maybe I'll make like eggs. Once again, these metal parts, I don't know what's happening with these. Out of my league. All right, I don't have the right stats for that. Okay, that's, you need arm strength. Come on. Stop. Why does the garbage want to leave? This is what I get for doing things one-handed. All right. Again, more plastic. You know. Now, before anyone complains, your complaints are duly noted and ignored. We're doing a scorched earth operation. If it's on the ground and if it doesn't belong to nature, then it's going right in the black bag. Doesn't matter. Oh, but you need to put it in the blue bag. I'm not doing that. You too. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for giving me the support. And you have a good evening too. Feels good. Feels good to hear it. Thank you. I'm a non-commissioned officer of the Trash Corps, doing my duty. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. The only good trash is a dead trash, or whatever. You know, Starship Troopers for anyone who didn't get the reference. They make Aero soda, or Airhead soda. That actually sounds good. See, this stream is also like trash sponsorship as well. All the trash that gets picked up gets a quick, small little sponsor. You know, we had a Doritos. We have what is this? Yeah, Mad Angles. Bingo. All right, well, we also have some ghetto stuff. Yes, still cleaning. I decided to soldier on. You know, I wanted to just quit, hold my head inside like a little baby, but I decided no, the job must be complete. Because if I don't do it, no one else will. I mean, that basketball net's kind of broke. That one's just going to need a full-on replacement. There's no saving that. Canadians are good people. Well, I am. But yes, yeah, Canadians are good people. I genuinely agree with that statement. Most, if not all, Canadians want to do a greater good for their society. It's the people who treat this country like an economic zone instead of a valid nation. You know, that includes our politicians and other people. Those are the ones that piss me off the most, because they ruined this beautiful country that has stood for nearly 151 years, and they just want to use it as a way to grift, make money, and just trash the place. Despicable. But for someone who's grown up here, who's lived here all their life, and considers no other land home except for like maybe America, because I know I'm an American by spirit. Okay, German by blood, Canadian by birth, American by spirit. That's my motto. That's the summation of me. Okay. But in general, I'd say that this land has such vast potential that to leave it squandered in the hands of complete bug people, that is something I cannot stand by and just let happen. And you can't let it happen before your very eyes, because then that's a life wasted. Always make an effort to make the society around you 1% better. All right, let's move the bag closer. I would generally say that, when you travel around the world, people are saying, oh, there's such nice people. There's nice people there. I'd say there's nice people everywhere, just like how there's trash people everywhere. But for some countries, they have a greater concentration of that. Canadians generally, it's a small percentage that makes up a big amount. Nevertheless, we still take strides to make everything better. Now that's filled with milk. There we go. It's like the bonfire in Dark Souls. This is my thinking spot. Sit down, enjoy a half-cat grave, bravely lost, poor house pet. I did write something on, but it's slate. It's gonna wash away. And this Christmas tree, or I guess more like tree branch turned Christmas tree, Charlie Brown style. All right, you can see Tails the Fox in there, some crosses, buffalo. All right, that's enough sitting. $4.20. What is this? Sure. Always something falling out. Trash detected. No, please, let me on the ground. Oh. Gone. Trash detected. Yum. Yum. Oh, this one's getting tough. There we go. A big haul, big grab. They should make a video game, garbage picker. If it doesn't exist already, then it's going to exist in the future. You're a garbage picker. Oh, collect. Oh, big combo. You collected 5 in one hand. It could be like a VR game. But, why not just do that IRL? Well, because it's a video game, so it's a bit more fun. Because in real life, you actually have to exert yourself. And I don't really want to do that, Getting out of bed is difficult enough already. You think I'm gonna, put my shoes on, put on a sweater, pants, and socks? And then what? Have me clean the environment? The fuck? Why would I do such a thing? Sounds ridiculous. Now here's like a garbage can that just kind of exists here. This, I don't know whose this is. But it was garbage at one point, right? Was it stolen from somewhere else? Because I don't think we have garbage cans like this in our townhouse. So I don't know if putting it in here is solving the issue or just contributing to the issue. Because it must have all just come from here, right? Might as well use it like a compost bin, but instead of compost, it's purely just all non-biodegradable. And you would hope that over the years, the summers and the winters, it just meshes it into one big soup. Actually, no, maybe I should just use the regular garbage bag. Canadians are good people. Were it so true. If it were true. That stereotype has slowly but surely eroded over the past decades. We're just as cold and callous as Americans. Though we like to pretend like we're slightly more deserving of our pretentiousness for whatever reason. Because we're kind of gay in more ways than one. I guess we gotta bring it over to the end zone. All right, so I guess, we cleaned up Half Cat Grave. She's looking mighty better. Now we just have to deal with this little area here. So that, my neighborhood's like a Metroidvania, and we have a passageway that leads all the way to the next area, Queen Street. Pretty cool, huh? But the only problem is basically the server is open to everyone, so they could just waltz right in, and at the same time, the people who live here probably don't care as much as I do about keeping aesthetics. So, same story as with other stories. It all just kind of gets left here. Ice freezes over, and then the trash artifacts make themselves known once the ice age is over. Same old, same old. Get yourself a picker-upper machine and pick it up. Pick it up, boy. That's another thing. Oh yeah, the reusable bags. You know how many reusable bags I've been throwing in the trash here? People treat them the same as they would fucking regular bags. I don't really think it matters here. If anything, you're just creating fancier trash. I guess bonus points for trying to make it look nice. Oh, look at that. A fake poppy. Lest we forget. Lest we forget that we're supposed to be living in society, not actively treating it like it's a fleeting resource that should be pilfered and grifted off of while you still can. Yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Coca-Cola. Just here to recommend to you that all of you try our shop. I do like Coca-Cola. It's one of the best drinks ever made. They invented Santa Claus. But why do they have to have the trash on the ground? Same with you, Tim Horton. Huh? Tim Hortons, the Grand Canadian Idol. And here he is on the ground. Not anymore. Rest easy, Tim. This is someone's hat. Or was someone's hat. Because now it's filled with dirt and stuff. They probably don't like it any more than I do. So we're going to have to bury him with the rest of his friends. More trash. It's all trash. The definition of trash is so liberal with my use of it. Grab. See, more metal, more broken metal. More broken metal. This is what I get for living in a fenced-in society. I should just have no fences, no borders, if you will. Then there will be no trash on this side because there'll be no sides, so there'll be trash everywhere. That's how people think, actually. Generally, that's the entire voting block of my enemies. That's what they think. Don't believe me? Well, then you probably don't think. Case closed. Problem solved on that one. Oh. It's the final countdown. Gotta clean up my neighbor's house too. Lord knows they don't like it, but they're just powerless. That's why you need a trash crusader wielding his trusty holy blade, able to snipe enemies from whatever range. No need for getting my hands wet and dirty when God's own tool, the extendo grappler, is in my hands. In the fields and trenches where mud and blood look the same, one man is cleaning it all in vain. What even is this? Oh, it's for lights? Okay. Radioactive. This is like a metal detector. Maybe I should, when I go to Wasaga Beach, do like a metal detector stream. That'd be pretty cool. Because I know a guy with a metal detector. I mean, I don't imagine you find much on the beach. Is it like... It's a hobby, right? But it's an expensive hobby. It's one of those bullshit hobbies that are, yeah, it's pretty cool, but I don't want to spend all that money and then, like, now I'm treating it like a side hustle, trying to find some gold, and all you ever find is, like, tin cans or, like, literally nothing. Maybe you find a horseshoe. Maybe you find, like, a rusty knife. That's about it. Ooh, look at that. It's a cool lighter. It's not a lighter. It's a pod. Okay, this is what bothers me the most, right? Because, like, whatever. I don't care if you smoke, all right? I like the taste of the cigar every once or thrice. But the pods, the jewel pods and all that stuff, why can't we have these rechargeable, refillable ones? Why are they all like this disposable yet semi-expensive piece of technology? Doesn't that sound a little bit just completely wasteful for the sake of it? Like that sounds like you could have made a much better solution instead of these disposable pods that, these fucking druggos just throw on the ground and abandon for Earth to consume it back into her bounty. But it's ridiculous that we're even creating shit like that to begin with. It's fucking stupid. $40 for like a big nice pod, but it's also like they're all disposable. They're all disposable, really. What a crazy fucking industry. At least with cigarette buds, you burn most, if not all of it, and then it goes right back onto the ground, and like that butt is kind of degradable, isn't it? I still don't know the facts on that. My fact checker hasn't got back to me on that. Point is, all right, what the fuck? That's my point. No other points to be made. I rest my case. Got a nice trash combo here. There's a 4 pickup. Little tiny thing. All right. I think we did one more piece. Just need to get that. Get it. Oh, take that. Oh. Thank you very much. And into the trash. Well, folks, it was quite the journey, huh? Quite the activity. This is looking marginally better. In fact, I might shed a tear if I wasn't dehydrated. I feel pretty good about that. This whole area is cleaned up now. And what is this? Oh. Okay, well, it's not cleaned up. It's like a headrest from a car. But yeah, so thank you everyone who watched, who enjoyed the stream, who were through it all with me, start, end, beginning, middle, doesn't matter. Thank you guys for the support. Place looks great. I hope I inspired someone to do something. Plastic, not fantastic. You got that right. Now I'm gonna go inside, wash my hands, eat something, and enjoy life. And y'all guys do the same. Thank you very much wherever you are. Good night, good morning. Till next time. Bye.